So hi Navya,
Hello, sir.
how have you been?
I'm awesome, sir. What about you?
I'm awesome too. Thank you so much for asking. So guys, ये हमारे स्टूडेंट हैं नव्या एंड जैसे एज यू कैन सी आप इनकी ड्रेस देख सकते हो, ये स्कूल गोइंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं एंड आज हम नव्या के बारे में जानेंगे, इनकी जर्नी के बारे में जानेंगे कि कैसे इन्होंने जो है इंग्लिश बोलना सीखा और पहले ये क्या समझते थे इंग्लिश को, क्या ये थिंकिंग थी इनकी इंग्लिश को लेकर के और अब क्या सोचते हैं इंग्लिश को लेकर के, है ना। तो वो सारी चीजें हम डिस्कस करेंगे इस वीडियो में, तो इस वीडियो के टिल द एंड तक बने रहेगा क्योंकि आपको आज बहुत सारी चीजें मिलेंगी यहाँ पर से सीखने को। सो नव्या, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू दैट व्हाट डिड यू थिंक अबाउट इंग्लिश बिफोर ज्वाइनिंग परफेक्ट इंस्टीट्यूट?
Okay, sir. Well, it is an interesting question. I would love to answer this question. So, before joining Perfect Institute, I felt that English is very hard subject. Before joining Perfect Institute, I felt English is just a subject. But after some time, I realized that English is not a subject, but English is a language. And for that, in my past time, I felt a lot of difficulty related to English speaking. I want to speak in English fluently, but in my past time, I never speak in English fluently because I fumble a lot. So for that, I joined Perfect Institute JNR.
Okay, so right, earlier you fumble a lot while speaking in English, so but now yeah, your level is improving day by day. So there is another question that now what do you think, right, what is English for you, and so like how much you have improved?
Okay, so well, now my English is improving day by day, before joining Perfect Institute, my English level is very low, but now my English level is very high as compared to my past time level. Now I learn a lot of things related to English speaking. Like now I learn a lot of middlers and also learn fluency tricks. And now my English level is very high, and I also speak in English fluently with every person.
If anybody wants to learn how to speak in English, so what he or she should do, what do you think about it? Right, a lady or a boy who wants to learn how to speak in English, what he or she should do?
So I strongly believe that if any person do practice, so practice, if you do practice, so you also get success. You also speak in English fluently. You speak with you do practice with your family, also your relatives, friends, and also a lot of sources related to English speaking. If you want to learn English speaking, and I can vouch that person. If you want to become a fluent English speaker, so you also join Perfect Institute because my experience in this institute is very marvelous.
Okay, thank you so much for the compliment. And now you are a government school student or a private school student?
So now I am a government school student.
Okay, so there is a thing that because I have studied in a government school, so I have seen that time most of the students actually, when I used to talk with my friends, so that time I used to talk in पहाड़ी, तो ज़्यादातर हम पहाड़ी का यूज़ करते थे, but now थोड़ा स्टूडेंट अवेयर हो चुके हैं, अब वो पहाड़ी में हिंदी में बात करते हैं. But I want to know that कि क्या अभी भी बच्चे हिंदी में बात करते हैं? Is there anyone in your school or in your class who speaks in English?
Sir, in my class, also one girl, she speak in English fluently. What I mean to say is she also learn English speaking skill from this institute. She also joined Perfect Institute Jogindranagar in her past time, and she also gave advised me to join Perfect Institute Jogindranagar in my past time.
Okay, so here is another thing that, okay, what do you think that because I have seen the level of like the government school students, right, in English especially, that is not that much good actually. So what do you think that what in a government school, so he or she they can't speak in English? Why? What is the reason behind it? Because I have seen the students who goes to like a private school, most of them I would say they can understand English, right, and they can speak English, right, not a very good but a little bit. But why it is the difference? Yeah.
Sir, because in government school student also learn all thing in Hindi. Like also they study their subject also subject in Hindi as compared to private school. Because private school students subject all subject in English maximum, and for that the level is very high as compared to government school students. Because government school student it's totally upon to our practice. Government school student never do practice like all because all their subject is in Hindi, and also my own subject in Hindi. So for that in my past time I face a lot of problems related to English speaking.
Yeah, because you know that if the English speaking or to read English is your habit, or you read that like English in your syllabus, so that will be easy. Because you know most of the time when you speak, when you read English, automatically some word will start that gathering in your mind. And what will happen that while speaking, actually at the time of speaking, they start coming like in your mouth. So it will be easy for them. Because in a private school, as you said, that because their subject, their most of the teacher or their friends, they start speaking or they speak in English, so that's why it is easy for them as compared to the Hindi medium schools, right? Okay, so what do you think that, right, government should do something for it? Because government that also the students want to speak in English but they can't speak in English. So what government can do for the government students, actually government school students?
So, sir, well, now in these days, so in our government school, also student choose English medium subjects, and also government gave us opportunity to choose English medium subject. For that, government school students level is also increased nowadays. So that was all in my mind.
Okay, so it means it is a good start from the government side. Because it now it's totally upon the student that if they choose the like Hindi medium, they can study in Hindi medium, they can study all the books in Hindi. Or if they choose English medium, so it means they will study all the books in right English. Yeah, it's a great start, I would say that. Because I think it should have started earlier. When I was studying in school, it should have been there at that time. So what do you think that, suppose if you want to tell someone that okay, you want to learn how to speak in English, like you speak really good, your fluency is too good, and your confidence level is also too good, so what would you suggest or advise for that student who wants to learn how to speak in English?
So if you want to become a fluent English speaker, so you just focus on your fluency. What I mean to say is because how you focus on your fluency, because every people have a lot of words, like they know about the English words, but they have no source to how they speak that word in better way. And also I face this difficulty, and now I'm very fluent English speaker because I also use fluency tricks for fumble, and I also use a lot of vocab, and never think that what you say, that never thought about grammar, because grammar is no important in English speaking. If you want to crack and complete exam, so for that English grammar is very important. But in speaking English, grammar is no more important. Like also I learned that more rule is equal to full, and for that more never focus on grammar. Just think that you do just practice first time you also said something wrong, and but your level also increasing day by day, and automatically on your mouth also word is coming, and also you speak in a better way English, so you also fluent English speaker. That's
Yeah, because in my mind there are many of the words that if when a student completed his the plus 2 class, automatically when a student completes his plus 2 class, automatically most of the words in his mind, what that while speaking in English, he or she can't speak in English. Why? Because because I think that it is not their habit, actually. Because English speaking is a habit, Hindi speaking in Hindi is a habit. So that's why it's same thing, actually. So because we are in the habit of speaking Hindi, we are in the habit of speaking Pahari, but most of the people, they are not in the habit of speaking English, actually. So that's why while speaking sometimes they get stuck, and sometimes they that they they forget what they want to speak. So it is not because of they have the less knowledge, it is because they have the lack practice. Actually they didn't do the practice earlier. Okay, so what's your dream, that, and how the English will help you in your dream?
So I want to become an army officer, and in army, English is very vital. Also, I want to become an army officer by NDA, and in NDA, English is very vital. There is a 7-day SSB interview, and in this 7-day SSB interview, a student also speak in just English, never speak in Hindi. So for that, English is very vital for achieving my aim. And also, if we watch that, in our society nowadays, English is very vital for us. And in future, if you want to get and if you want to become any thing like if you go to any if you want to get any job, so also English is very vital. And every field English is very vital. And in our school, like in I read in +1 class. So in +1 class, you have a lot of you have a lot of resource, like you have an option to choose your other subject. But English is a like a compulsory subject. And you also choose English, like every stream student English, like science, arts and commerce also choose English. So we also say that English is very vital for us.
Yeah, definitely. You know that English English has played a very vital role in in our lives. So that's why most of the people, they want to learn English for their enhancing the confidence level. Some people, they want to speak because actually they want to groom their personality, because it is also a symbol of personality, right? So that's why. And some of the people actually, they want to talk to outside of the country. Some people, they want to that student, I would say, that they want to read some valuable content from the internet. So most of the content is available in English. So that's why English plays a vital role in person's life, right? So that's why, because it's a global language. So that's why actually. So thank you so much for Navya for coming here, and I have learned many things. And our viewers also, that I think they must have known most of the thing what they can do if they want to speak like you. So thank you so much for